by now we should have a pretty good understanding of props. So I want to move on to introducing new React concepts, including children. But before we get there, I want to introduce a new problem that we will solve in the upcoming lessons. So let's say that we talk to our product manager and they tell us that we have a new requirement. Our restaurant is introducing burritos, and for our website, we want to have a new burrito card that is similarly going to display a picture of a burrito as well as its title, as well as a button prompting the user to add it to their cart. The only big difference, and this is a requirement, is that in a new burrito card, the order of the name and the image must be reversed. So the product manager wants a card where we're going to have the burrito name first, then the image, and then finally the add to order button. So we're going to talk about how we can solve these kinds of problems with React where there is some pretty significant amount of variation. But instead of overthinking this problem now, what I recommend we do is start out by duplicating our taco card component and creating a totally separate burrito card component, and then writing that one in the way that we want it to look. And then later on, we'll talk about how we can reconcile those two separate components to eventually be just one card component. All right, so what I'm gonna do is expand our VS Code editor, and here is our taco card component. And what I'm gonna do first is create a new burrito card component. So right here in SRC, I'll create a new file called BurritoCard.jsx, and I'll move it over here to the right-hand side. And I'll begin by copying and pasting all of the code into our new BurritoCard.jsx file. Again, this is only temporary, and I do want to show you the general refactoring process, how we might start with two separate components and then try to consolidate them into one. So what are going to be the differences between these two components? Well, the first thing I want to do on the right-hand side is change all the taco card references to now be burrito card. So right here, this functional component will now be called burrito card. And right here for our prop types declarations, this will also be burrito card. And finally, down below, we're going to export default the burrito card. And it looks like I have a little bit of a automatic typo here. Let me correct this. There we go. So now we have burrito card replacing all former references of taco card. And then, as I mentioned, the key visual difference that our product manager is requiring is that the name of the food item should appear first before the image for our burrito cards. So right here, I'm going to move this hyperlink with the name to be above the image, like so. And then previously we had this MT3 Tailwind class, which applies margin on the top. Now I want some separation between the burrito name and the image below it. So I'm just going to change this to be margin on the bottom. And that is as simple as changing this from MT3 to MB3. That's short for margin bottom. And then of course the number specifies how much. So in this case, it's the same amount of margin as we have right here. We're just applying it to the bottom of our name or our hyperlink to create some spacing between it and the image. All right, so here is our burrito card component. Obviously a lot in common with taco card, but also some key differences in the ordering of our elements. So in the next lesson, we'll go ahead and render our burrito card in our app, and I will see you there.